Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the 74th Annual Serra International Conference, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm Peter Karutz, and this is the St. Joseph Evangelization Network, a division of St. Joseph Radio. And we're fortunate today to be with Jerry Strabel. Strabel. I knew you would correct me on that.
Well, that's all right.
And we are fortunate to have you because you are the immediate past president of the Williamson County Serra.
Yes, it's a suburb of Nashville.
Well, you know, this is an international conference, and we've seen Italians here, and we've seen people from Houston, and now someone from Tennessee.
That's correct.
Please, tell me a little bit about your local organization.
Well, we're very proud of our organization in Brentwood, Williamson County. We have about 105 members. It's fluctuated due to death or job transfers of various people, but we stay right around 100, which is a pretty good size Serra organization. One of the big feathers in our hat is that Bishop Choby, who's the head of the Diocese of Nashville, asked us about 6 or 7 years ago if we could raise some money to support seminarians. And we started out with a mass and a dinner, and I think we raised $6,000 that first year. That number has climbed. This year we raised $175,000.
So I'm going to count. Let me just do the math. You raised $6,000 the first time and $105,000 the second time, so that would be more.
Yes.
That would be a lot
And then
more.
$175,000 this year.
All the bishop had to do was ask, I guess.
And he's got a very forceful way of asking.
I guess.
Bishop Choby is a very strong supporter of the Serra organization, and it wouldn't be fair not to mention the cooperation we get from the Knights of Columbus.
Well, as a Knight of Columbus, we're happy to lend a hand.
I'm a past Grand Knight of the Knights of Columbus and a fourth degree member.
I'm the worst Knight of Columbus in the history of man, so
I'm
honored to see you
There are
here.
no worse members of the Knights of Columbus. But we've worked together, and we think this is the key for a lot of parishes that might want to, or dioceses that might want to do this, is call for help from other organizations. Not everybody can be a member of the Serra Club. Not everybody can be a member of the Knights of Columbus. But we've seen growth in our chapter of the Serra Club from Knights.
I bet.
That are seeing some of the benefits. And of course, the whole purpose of the fundraiser is to support seminarians that are going to become priests in a couple of years, pay the costs. We send money to individual seminarians at Christmas time and on their birthdays. We invite them to the dinners along with their families at no charge. We served 574 dinners back in May at Holy Family Catholic Church in Brentwood, Tennessee.
So you're supporting the seminaries financially, you're also supporting them, I would say, emotionally a little bit, bringing the families together. I would imagine that being a seminarian and away from home and away from the family, causes a little bit of a disconnect. You're bringing the families back together.
Well, and we've made a giant stride this past year in being selected by the FCC to have our own radio station, Catholic Radio.
Is that right? Let me get my pencil out.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
What station is that?
That is going to be WBOU.
BOU.
99.5 on the FM dial. And there are 3 other licenses that have been awarded in Middle Tennessee. So we're going from 0 to having 4 stations on the air coming up in probably, I think we just got our construction permit for the antenna. That all the equipment has been purchased. We hope to be on the air.
You're doing great work.
June 1st.
Wow. So WBOU 99.5 goes on.
And well, actually, it is part of Catholic Media Productions, which was started about 25 years ago by a deacon, Jim Walsh.
We love the deacons.
And Jim is very active. He's assistant, retired now, district attorney. in Nashville. He took a leave of absence for 4 years, went to the Franciscan school to get a doctorate in San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco.
And got his doctorate in theology.
Wow.
So he writes the scripts for our programs, and he and a guest host who happens to be a minister, theologian for the Methodist Church.
Ah.
And Jim and Dr. Shriver kind of play off each other in these radio and TV shows, with Jim explaining Catholic philosophy and Dr. Shriver the Protestant.
Wow, that sounds brilliant.
And focusing more on ecumenism, working together. What do we have in common with these other Christians? Right. And there are a lot of different organizations.
And what was this minister's name, Dr.
Richard Shriver.
Dr. Richard Shriver. You better be careful, Dr. Richard Shriver. If you keep listening and talking to the deacon, you're there's a danger of becoming Catholic. So I just want you to have fair warning here. But we are Catholic, so it's time for confession, okay?
Okay.
All right, confession. I used to listen to public radio. You know why? I hated commercials. And I stumbled onto Catholic radio years and years ago, and I am just blown away at the content, the spirituality, of course. It's real important information, and it is entertaining as well, and intellectually entertaining, and just plain funny sometimes. So good for you.
Well, in addition to the bishop, I see we have the Dominican sisters here.
I was going to say Nashville,
They have
right?
a large organization in Nashville. Sister Josephine has a wonderful sense of humor, but
I hear they have a problem. The problem is they don't have enough space to house all the vocations they're getting. So what in the world are you doing here in Nashville?
Well, we're doing everything we can to support the Dominicans in that important work, and it is very important work. We invite the sisters and some of the novices and those that are in formation to become nuns with special programs throughout the year.
Jerry, I can tell that because you're past president doesn't mean you are not helping and working with this organization.
Well, I've been with it for about 10 years now.
Well, I think you got a whole bunch more years to go.
Well, I hope the Lord can give me that, because I intend to use it for His purposes.
I hope so. Jerry, it's so good to have you with us. God bless you and your work.
Peter, thank you so much for taking the time to visit.
Thank you. You've been watching St. Joseph Evangelization Network here live in St. Louis, Missouri at the 74th Annual Serra International Conference.